If you're proud of yourself. What's the danger? What is the danger?
I don't know. I'm not with the detectives and child protection people that have done this.
This is a civil matter. It's done in a private court. There's no such thing as in English law, a private court.
The lady has got the paperwork. Read the paperwork and it'll explain to you on there.
It's not worth the paper it's written on, because it's done in a private court.
Right, well, I don't know anything about that. Okay?
Well, you should do. You're a policeman, aren't you?
I have come here to assist my colleagues who have been dealing with it all day.
Are you on your way?
I've come in at the end of this whole process that's gone on. I've come in right at the end of it, and I haven't been told hardly any of the details about it. My colleagues who are out there will speak to you in a moment, won't they? And they will explain the details.
You know this is fraud, don't you? They take £30 billion a year of taxpayers' money, of the public purse, and put it into private pockets through the private courts. You know, it's just fraud, child trafficking. You can make a living from stealing children.
Paul, will your hand...
There's no danger. Where is the danger?
I don't know, so I don't know.
An emergency protection order can only be issued if the child is in imminent danger.
Are you going to hand me?
Where's the danger?
These people know the ins and outs.
Yeah, where's the danger?
Paul, can I listen to you?
Yeah, you're a child trafficking scumbag.
Right, listen to
You shouldn't even be here.
Right.
Clear off. You're not welcome in here. Where's the warrant anyway to enter this building?
Just posted 3 letterbox.
I didn't see it.
Asha's got it. Do you want me to fetch it for you? Let me fetch it
No,
for
fetch Asha for me.
Do you have a solicitor, mate?
No, I don't.
No. Because Asha's got a solicitor, hasn't she?
I know that what you're doing is unlawful.
Okay, okay.
And I know what you're doing is unlawful too. Okay. You can expect a private prosecution.
I would say get legal advice is what I'd say to you.
No, they wait for you lot anyway. Solicitors do. You want to hold...
They've got the original little pockets or something.
Yeah, I bet they are.
Well, I don't know because I haven't seen the original.
The only way you can get this is by bribing a judge. You either lying to a judge or you've fabricated it, one or the other. There's no danger. I've even got a video recording of the pre-birth case conference of the last child that was stolen, and they say we're not a danger. So how did we even get this?
Have you got anything you want me to take with us falling?
My parents just spent 100 quid on baby things, and you're just going to snatch the baby away. What waste of money?
What, do you want me to take something? Have you got anything else to take with him?
No, take with consent. This isn't worth anything. This is shit.
Asha, look, we're going to have to take Jack, okay? We're going to have to take Jack. Now, I don't want to get physical, okay, at all. Sorry, Paul. I know.
Yeah. We've got full parental responsibility. We're married. How the fuck did you look at any parental responsibility at all? How did the judge get parental responsibility?
The order there states that we...
It's not worth anything though, is it?
Okay. Well, it is.
How did the judge get any parental responsibility?
Listen, if I had he's going to be tense.
Yeah, because you lot of it, now fuck off.
You're shouting.
No, to be fair. Oh, no!
Can you face?
No!
Yeah, big man.
You carry on, you will
That's not your hand. Arrest me now, come on.
No!
Well, you're poking your elbow into my arm. That is assault.
You walk towards me.
No, you lean into me.
Let me just be human,
and just be normal.
Let me just take him from you then.
No, don't, Asha. Don't.
Oh, well, that's making our job really difficult then, because we are taking Jack.
What's your
There
job?
are enough people here.
You're making money from stealing children.
Okay. Look, I'm going to take him.
Paul, I'm not assaulting anyone. Paul, I'm trying to trouble my wife. I'm trying to trouble my wife.
Let us take...
Can you
I'm not going to let you take that. I know.
Can we all just calm down? If I can...
Get your hands off me, that's assault.
Can you just all back off?
I am calm.
I mean,
Get your hands off
because
me.
you're the ones who are causing this tension.
Right, and none of us are going to go.
What?
None of us are going to go We
Well, what are you going to do with the screaming baby in the car?
Jack, okay? We need to take Jack now.
Oh,
Before
God.
everybody gets
This is
very
Jack.
upset.
There you go, take that.
Before everybody gets
That's
very
not
upset.
Jack.
Well, you're the one who caused the tension.
Okay.
Which is making me tense.
Okay, well,
which
am I shouting? Am I raising my voice?
Good mother knows that.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, okay. Asha, I need to take Jack, okay?
Why do you?
So, can you pass him to me, please?
To your back.
Paul, you're not
Oh,
helping. You're not
yeah,
helping.
Hey, I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help my wife
At the end
to
of the
protect
day-
my son
At the end of the
from
day,
you lot.
you're going
Calm
to get
down.
arrested, aren't you?
Carry on.
I don't care. Do you think I care?
Right.
I think I'm bothered if you arrest me.
I'm sure you want to be here
You're
for
trying
Asha
to
when we
steal
take
my
Jack.
children. You've
We're
already
not
stolen
stealing.
3 of them.
Right, okay. Hey, can you move Mr.
Yeah.
Roberts back,
Well,
please?
come and stand back here.
It's
please.
not
Put your hands up,
saying
mate.
no
Just come back
to me.
here.
I'm not
No.
as dumb as you think I am.
I'm not saying no.
No, I'm not
And
consenting.
I'm
I'm not consenting to any of this.
I'm not asking you to consent to
And I
it, so I'm
want
asking
to-
you
Put your hands off me.
You're
Come
angry,
on.
which means if you snatch him,
I'm not going to snatch him. I
then
don't want
what
to
are you
snatch him.
just getting physical with me
Because you
for?
won't hand the baby across, that's why.
And if she's getting physical with me and I accidentally drop him, that's
But
fine.
that's not going to stop what's going to happen. We are taking the child.
That's what you want, and then you can blame me.
Asha, we are taking
You're cornering me and you're
Okay,
scaring
well,
me.
okay, I don't mean to scare you.
Yes, you do. You know exactly what
Can
you're
you
doing.
just back off
No,
a
I'm not
bit?
gonna back
I'll
off.
come
I'm-
forward because I don't want to be in the corner.
Pass Jack to me then.
No.
Well, I'm going to...
Past him, we're going to have to take him from him, aren't we?
I don't want to
Can you
take him
just
from you.
sit back?
Asha.
Yeah, I'm in the corner.
And I've asked you to hand him over to me. I've asked you to hand him over.
Well, I'm asking you to hand over your wallet. Are you going to do that? I don't think so, are you?
Can you just...
Asha, please just pass me Jack.
You're asking someone to hand over their child. What do you think you are?
Well, the point is we're here now. It's going to happen whether you two wanted to or not, which clearly you don't. Now,
Well, of course we don't.
we'll have to resort to using force if that's what it takes, but we don't want to do that.
That's what you do. That's why you're here, isn't it? This is a civil case. The family court is a private court.
Listen to me.
You know, what you're doing is
If your
illegal.
wife doesn't pass the baby,
You
we'll
should
have
read the
to-
Bill of Rights and the Magna Carta. That's our constitution. Are you even English?
Please pass
No!
English law.
No, because you're scaring me, which will scare him.
Okay, well I don't mean to scare you.
Yes,
And I
you do.
definitely don't want to scare Jack. So please pass me Jack.
You're causing trauma. Jack wants its mum. What do you think the baby wants as soon as it comes out? Wants its
Come on,
mum.
Asha, let me move
Thank
you.
you.
No, please do. I don't like you touching me.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
just get your hands off your wife. You're assaulting her.
Right.
And you're a policeman. Look at that, assault. She's touching. She's got her hands on my wife.
Sit down, Asha. Sit down, Asha. Just sit down. Sit down, Asha. Sit down.
We're not going to snatch him,
Yes,
Asha.
you are. You said you're here to snatch the baby.
Use the word snatched.
Well, that's it.
Not helping, Paul. We're not helping.
I know I'm not helping you to snatch a baby.
Asha, we are going to have to take you. Okay. Now, social services have arranged for contact with you tomorrow with Jack. Okay?
Can I report a kidnapping then?
We
You're a police officer.
We know where the child is going, don't we?
Yeah, but this is a kidnapping.
Well, we don't know where
You're
the
taking part
child
in
is
that.
going at all.
Yeah, from a private court. There's no such thing as a private court. Yeah, private law, private court.
He won't
Yeah, if you read in the Bill of Rights and the Magna Carta 1215, you realise that a private court, they're still in power today. They were that Magna Carta was written before Parliament existed, before they made up this statute law. Yeah, statutory law can only be enforced with consent. You don't consent. Get your hands up, alright? Asha, please. You're assaulting my wife now.
Physical contact.
Yes, you are. Come on, please. Look at you, please.
I can't hold it! No!
your only son, would you? Well then,
I wasn't getting physical! So why are you grabbing me?
You're assisting in a kidnapping. What are you doing here anyway? Fuck off. I presume he wants to speak to you. It's a child snatcher.
You forgot his clothes! You
We'll take them.
What do you want us to take?
I presume we can get some things that they want us to take for him, can't
What
we?
would take the outside?
So
No, that's what we want us for him.
Well, his aid's coming back. Is there anything that you want to send with him then? Is there anything at all that you want to send with him?
What would you take? You give them to me, I'll take them outside.
No, let them spend money on it.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever you want to do.
Can I just give you those? That's new key to your door.
Is it?
Give me some things to take for him.
No, you lot stole the baby. You can spend money on providing.
What do you want to do, Asha? Do you want to give anything?
Anything,
No, just get on the phone to your solicitor.
anything,
Asha, listen, we will, if you don't want us to
They
give
use
that stuff,
public money.
we will provide that. We won't be left in dirty
They
clothes,
use public money to
things.
pay these
We'll be
private
looked after.
courts and everything. Yeah,
Okay.
it's fraud as well as kidnapping.
Asha, Paul, can I ask you something? Do you want us to go through about what the contact arrangements are going to be? What we shall set up for tomorrow?
Sit there.
Go on, you've stolen the baby, now fuck off.
It's up to you. If you don't want us to kind of discuss what the contact arrangements are going to be.
Might do what you did last time, just give us a piece of paper with the information on.
But we got sometimes
Nothing to discuss, you've stolen a baby.
sometimes
You've broken the law.
told in the
Assisted by the
letter
police.
or when I came to contact, they tell me when the next time
Okay. I
and
can tell
give
you
us the
now.
letter.
I can tell you now. Do you want me to send a letter to you? Because we're looking at tomorrow for contact for you tomorrow.
Let him tell you, and then you'll know how to see him tomorrow, won't you?
You've been watching the news, haven't you, with Jimmy Savile and that house thing? You take children that were snatched and abuse them, yeah? That's what you're assisting now.
Yeah.
They're going to abuse my son. It's a paedophile. He's a pedo. You can tell, look at him.
How long will it be for?
2 hours tomorrow, 2 till 4. Asha, listen to me. The midwives are going to make sure that Jack's seen tomorrow, okay? So they'll check him out to make sure he's all okay. What about
He's
you?
okay.
Yeah, you know.
Don't take him over the sword out.
Don't they? What about you?
I'm
Do you
sorry.
see the doctor soon?
No.
Listen, we can talk with you all tomorrow when things are a bit calmer, okay? Okay.
So that's 2 o'clock. You want us to arrange a taxi for you?
See Jack tomorrow for 2 o'clock. They come about 1:15, 1:30 in the taxi. The taxi will be here. Then they go to 2 o'clock.
I'll arrange a taxi. We're going to arrange it. Yeah? So we'll get here for probably about maybe...
What about 1:30?
Yeah. So we'll arrange a taxi. Listen, your solicitor's contacted us. You're going to be in contact with your solicitor. Thank you.
Yeah, we were talking a bit today.
Okay.
But not for long.
Can you make sure you get in contact with her? Yeah? And she'll ring us. Yeah? Because we have a date for court. And like I said to you before, this is whatever you said to us and all your grievances, put that into court. Get legal representation, and then you can all the things that you've got gripes about, get the solicitor to put that into court. Just as you said, that's where you do your voting. Yeah? Alright, so we'll arrange a taxi for tomorrow.
Yeah. Well done. Proud of yourselves, aren't you?
Good afternoon, welcome to the UK Column Live. It's the 5th of April 2013, it's just gone 1:15. Welcome to Britain 2013. What you've just witnessed there only happened yesterday with a baby of 1 year old.
1 day old.
1 day old, sorry, yeah, 1 day old. Over to you, Brian.
Well, we were past this film first thing this morning. We watched it. I think that the whole of the UK Column Live team are feeling like most of the viewers this afternoon, just absolutely appalling. But this is the reality of what is happening in Britain in 2013. This is not happening to one family, this is happening to thousands of families, their children literally being stolen by the state. We're going to take you through some of the processes. We're going to try and answer, how is this happening? Why is it happening? How is it possible? But at the end of the day, it is up to all of us to stop it dead, because it ends somewhere extremely unpleasant, as many people in the chat box have been picking up on. So I'm just going to take you through just a couple of stills of the film that we've just seen. And of course, the first person here we've got is a police officer. And we say to ourselves, well, really, who is this man? What sort of man, or possibly father, would be involved in stealing a 1-day-old child? What kind of man would do this? And we've got to ask a question, does he actually understand what he has become part of? My comment on this is that many, many people died to try and stop this sort of behaviour happening in Britain. This is the behaviour of Stalinist Russia or Nazi Germany. And now we've got a man dressed in black in somebody's home stealing their children. Who is this man? What police force does he work for? And we can say the same thing here. Basically, who are these women? And what kind of women would come into somebody's home to help steal a newborn baby from his mother, and they remain so cold? And this is an issue which we're going to come on to. And of course, we've got this gentleman, and we've seen the little play acting of reassuring a mother, patting her on the head. There, don't worry, we've just taken your newborn baby. So what kind of man or father, is this man a father, can help steal a newborn baby from his mother? It's really incredible when we look at the reality of what's happening in Britain. And I'm going to be very, very hard and say that UK Column team watch on a daily basis across the internet, across Facebook, across Twitter, people arguing amongst each other, criticising each other, attacking each other. Well, this is the reality of what's going on in Britain today. And if we don't stop it, we will show you where it will end up. Now, if you'd like to understand the mentality behind the people, I'm going to say, please go and watch the interview, which we did yesterday with a gentleman from Ireland called Kevin Bull. We were talking about the deaths in the NHS, but specifically we were talking about the rise of low empathy people. In the NHS, these are the people that can switch off life support or dehydrate or starve elderly people in order to increase the profits of the NHS. But of course, it's the same low empathy people that we're seeing in in Paul's house stealing his newborn baby. So do have a look, go to UK Column website, and this is the interview, and it's called A Conversation About the NHS. And of course we know the reality because the papers are talking about it. Hundreds of thousands of patients have been deliberately killed within the NHS, and here it's pointing out that some 20,000 actually had dementia, so they had no say in whether they lived or died. This is Britain. This is not Nazi Germany, or is it? And of course, the men ultimately responsible are the men in and women in power. These are the people ultimately responsible for the stealing of the children and the deaths of vulnerable people. What is one clue to what's going on? How much are children worth? And this is a simple little sum based on the fact that a contract was issued of £733,000 for 6 months for 30 children to be looked after by foster care associates in Bristol. If you multiply that up to the 60,000 children currently in care nationwide, the figure is £2.8 billion per year. Children are being treated like commodities. So there we are, 2.8 billion, but of course this doesn't include the amount being charged by special units, which can be up to £1 million per child per year, and it doesn't include the £20 billion a year, which is the amount circulating in fees and profit around the family courts. Children have become big business. Who benefits? Local authorities, the legal profession, £70,000 per day, the medical experts, £3,000 a day, foster parents, therapists, £3,000 a day if they're being used in the courts, special schools, £7,000 per week, and of course the adoption and fostering agencies, a minimum of £18,000 per year per placement. This is taken from Hansard and shows some of the amounts of money that were changing hands where the government was paying local authorities to take children from their parents. And of course Northampton there taking £1.1 million in government money as a reward for the children. Kent 2.1 million, Essex 2.4 million. This is the British government paying people huge sums of money to steal children. The fostering network across Britain has 58,000 members covering 380 fostering services, and they're delighted that their income has risen by 18% to 6.5 million, and they can now pay out 2.6 million in salaries. Children have become assets for the state. And even people like Harriet Harman, who has actually been campaigning, or was previously campaigning to make pornographic pictures of children easier to do, had worked out that secretive family courts were sending people to prison in addition to stealing the children. 200 people were sent to prison by the family courts, which happens in complete privacy and secrecy. So the judges, who are faceless behind closed doors with no jury and no press, can issue the orders by which children can be stolen. And they then issue gagging orders, which simply mean that people can't reveal the truth as to what they're doing. Christopher Booker of The Telegraph, as one journalist, has worked out that something very nasty is going on when he wrote this article: "The secrecy of the family court system has reached a bizarre new extreme. The courts have to be secret because the British government is stealing thousands and thousands of British children and thousands of children from other countries." Staffordshire Social Services are responsible for the stealing of the one-day-old baby from Paul and his wife. Details are now widely available on the internet. Staffordshire County Council is responsible for those social workers, and one man who's got a special responsibility is this gentleman, the leader of the council, a Conservative, Philip Atkins. Plenty of information is available about him if you feel so strongly that you feel he should be informed as to what is really going on and what the British public really think about his organisation and his callous social workers. But ultimately, we have to look at this level. Edward Timpson MP. He is the minister responsible for child protection, and of course he's an ex-barrister working within child protection. I need say nothing about David Cameron. Details of Mr. Edward Timpson and how to get in contact with him are available through the Department for Education. And finally, we will end on this quote: "The state must declare the child to be the most precious treasure of the people. As long as the government is perceived as working for the benefit of the children, the people will happily endure almost any curtailment of liberty and almost any deprivation." In fact, the reality in Britain today is that the state is already surpassing the Nazi ideology in stealing, trafficking and abusing children. It's up to us to do something about it. We know where this ends, and Louise has been flagging up the comments here today. Yeah. Many of you who've watched this programme know where this will end if we, as all the people across UK, do not do something to stop it. If you want to know what to do about it, the simple answer is exposure. Talk about it, Twitter, email, tweet, Facebook, personal meetings with your MPs. Let's get the telephone calls going to Staffordshire Council. Let's start asking the questions. We need millions of good British people to say, no, we do not consent to this behaviour. There is no other news today, because if we do not deal with this one item, our children have no future and we do not have a future. So do see the interview with Kevin Ball from yesterday, which explains how these people are being created as low empathy monsters. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay, well, we're going to move on now, and our guest this afternoon is Paul Roberts, who is the father who, I nearly fail to have words really to describe this, but in a report on UK Column, we've shown his incredible video where we were able to see for ourselves his one-day-old baby being stolen by unnamed individuals from Staffordshire Social Services. So, Paul, we should have you on the line here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, well, thank you very much for coming on the programme. I know it takes immense courage to speak out about what happens in social services, and also we can say to all of our viewers that a common tactic across social services throughout the United Kingdom is that if parents, mothers or fathers, dare to speak out, the normal response from social services is simply to cut contact with the children. It's absolute blackmail, emotional blackmail. So thank you for having the courage to speak, because I know that you've been threatened in the same way. What I've got, Paul, is a couple of opening clips just to bring people up to date who might not have seen what's been happening. So the first one here, the first one here is part of the film clip where social services and the police have come into your house. And of course, the thing which was so incredible is that we now know that you simply did not know who these women were. You'd no idea of their names or positions or status. They're obviously able to get into your house by the fact that they were with a police WPC and a police officer, They were also accompanied by a man. This is the man concerned. We understand that he has now been named, and we believe he's Michael O'Connor. But we will say to people watching the programme today, there are many people who have the same name, and therefore great care has to be taken. But the important thing is here is if we have people who are taking away children, surely we should all know who they are and what their positions are. So with that as an introduction, Paul, would you like to tell us what you would like to say about what's happened?
Well, I'd like to know how they managed to get the emergency protection order for starters. Because well, there is some case law that says that an emergency protection order summarily removing the child from its parents is a draconian and extremely harsh measure, requiring exceptional justification and exceptionally compelling reasons. And it goes on to say they should try everything in their power before even contemplating separation, and they should well, they should have evidence that the child is in imminent danger, for starters. And the recording that I put up as well from a previous case, it was a pre-birth case conference when they stole a daughter last year. They said that we're not a danger to our children or any child, and they said that they did have a problem with parenting.
Right, Paul, many people well, most people who've watched the video were absolutely horrified by it, because for the average person in this country, they have absolutely no idea how social services operate, how unbelievably cold and callous they can be. And that team came into your house. For somebody who's new, just set the background a little bit. How did they come to be in your house to take your son? Just give us a little bit, if you're comfortable with it. What is the background? How did social services get involved with you as a family? And how did it lead up to this taking of your son?
It was before we even became a family. My wife was in a place called Highfield Court in Uttoxeter. It's part of the Rushfield Care Group. It's like a corporation type thing, lots of care homes, and it was for learning disabilities, like adult care. When I moved her out of there, because she was being sort of raped and beaten every day of her life, it was more like a friend helping another friend out. You know, she could move in with me, a place of safety for a bit, and that's how we met. It was more like we were friends at the start, but social services followed her from there. This was adult services, and they were quite good at the time. We had lots of helpful social workers. Me and my wife, we sort of like, things progressed, fell in love, got married, as you do. It was 2002 that she became pregnant with her first. Well, her first was born. And that's when children's services got involved. At first they were helpful. We had family support group, a family support worker come in. They'd see, just for a cup of tea and a chat, see how we are. If we needed any support or help with anything, they'd sort it out, you know, or they'd sort of like point us in the right direction. Things were going well until our eldest was age 7 and we had another daughter. She was age 1 at the time. We had a change of social worker. He pulled the support away, and the children were taken without even a care order and without our consent, so I class that as a kidnapping. You know, that's how they got involved in the first place. That case, it's over with, there's no injunction, so I can talk about this case. In the court, the final hearing, Kafka said that although all the care needs were met and the children wished to return home, and at this point we thought we'd won, as like a feeling of relief came over us. And then he sort of like turned it round and said he feels that the children would be at risk of emotional harm in the future, and he recommended adoption. So it was magistrates, they just do as they were told, really. It seemed that way anyway. There's a lot of lies in the reports as well. They'd take a fraction of truth and build it into these fantastic stories. Really, they should write fiction. And they said an appeal would be seen as emotional harm as well. The magistrates put their heads together with Anne Hume, who's the Staffordshire's legal person, solicitor, and said they can block an appeal. We've never been able to appeal any of the cases. Last year, we had a daughter stolen at birth. It was a midwife who lifted my daughter out of my arms and ran out of the delivery suite. There's 2 policemen blocking the door, so we couldn't sort of like go out of the room. We was held in the room for a good 40 minutes or so. A social worker was there and her boss. And there is an injunction on that case. There's a county court injunction and a high court injunction, so I can't talk about the case. But I feel I should tell you about how the injunction came into place. It was Judge Ovell at Derby Court. He's got me to sign this bit of paper by saying that if I didn't sign it, this is a county court injunction, he would stop my contact with my daughter. And I says, well, I'm not signing. I'm just not going to sign it. I don't see why I should. And then he says,